my name is Loy Gross with the Learning Center at Genesee Community College, and in this video I'm going to very quickly cover the most common student questions students are trying to get a homework done in Microsoft Word. Now the first big question that students have is how to do an APA style or an MLS style, and how do we do footnotes and all of the things that are associated with that particular style. And yes, I could show you how to do that by hand, but I'd really much rather let Microsoft do the heavy lifting for me. So let's go over here on the top left under File and under New. And you notice there's a lot of templates down here. We've got resumes, calendars, and table of contents, and all kinds of things. But if I'm looking for a report, I can type in report and do a search. And lo and behold, look, Microsoft has an APA style report already done for me. So I'm going to click on Create. And here I have my APA style report. For example, it says title here, up to 12 words. So I'll highlight that section and I will title my document, Why Animal Crossing is the coolest. There we go. I have a title on my report. You can basically go through this document and highlight and replace their template with your information, and your document will be in APA style. One of the most important things that I want to do when I'm working with a template, whether I get it from Microsoft or I download it online, is I want to make sure I save it on my local computer. So I've got the save icon up here, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use File and I'm going to use Save As. And when I click on Save As, I can say, oh, where do I want to save it? This PC right here is where I want to save it. It's my cool Animal Crossing paper. Cool. And I will save it, and now I know it's saved on my local computer. All right, so how do we work with our document here? Well, I told you we go in here and we can type in, and I'm just going to throw in a whole bunch of text just so that we have something to work with here. All right, so we've got some text in there. Let's talk about how we do a few things. One of the more common things that students want to do is put page breaks in. So for example, they may want this heading 4 to start on a brand new page. And students will sometimes hit enter a bunch of times to put it on a new page. But the problem with that is that if you change anything above that, now it moves up and down and all over the place. Much better, put your cursor right in front of that thing you want on the next page. Click on Insert, click on Page Break. And now heading 4 is on a new page. I can type to my heart's content. I can add lines, I can subtract lines, I can do lots of things down here, put lots of content in. And you notice that heading 4 is not going anywhere. It's at the top of the next page. Another common question that students have is how to put a picture in their document and have it look semi-decent. It's important to notice that in Microsoft, images are anchored to a text point. So if I want my image to appear with this particular paragraph right here, it's best to put my cursor at least somewhere in that paragraph before I even begin. With my cursor there, I'll do my picture, insert device, insert from this device, and I'll grab my picture, and there it is, and it's too big and it looks awful. So now I'll right-click on my picture and choose Size and Position, and let's make it half the size that it was. So I'll put in 50% here, and there we go. Now it's half the size that it was, much better. Then I've got this big blank area. Well, that's text wrap. Again, right-click on the image, and I can choose text. And notice that as I choose different options, it'll show me what those options will look like. That's what each of them will look like. Square is usually your most comfortable option, and I'll just slide it over here so it's on the right-hand side. And now I have a pretty picture where it's supposed to be with cute text wrap in the right size. Finally, let's talk about footnotes. A lot of us like to use footnotes. So here's a quote, and I want to make this quote a footnote. I will highlight the quote first, then I will go to References and Insert Footnote. And notice that Word will automatically put that little one here and the little one here. You know, this is a great quote I got from Google. There we go. Oh, wait, I forgot to do this one. Let's highlight this one up here. Insert footnote. FOMO means fear of missing out. And notice that Microsoft very handily renumbered your footnotes for you. What was footnote number 1 is now footnote number 2. And if I look here in the text, there's a little 2, and it just handles it all for me. Last thing I'm going to talk about is over here on the review tab. We've got the editor, which tells us that, oh, I have a grammar suggestion. What is that grammar suggestion? It says a space should follow most punctuation. I don't have a space here. Would I like to change it to put a space there? Yes, I would. I'll click on that. And now I have lots of green check marks and my document is all happy. Finally, word count. If I click on word count, I can see that I have 1,068 words in my document. So if my instructor is requiring 1,500 words, I have 500 more to go. And that's a quick lesson on Microsoft Word.